Hi and welcome back. Paul Oakley, Sales and Marketing Director, Firebrand. For those that are joining us for the first time today, this is a video and a series of short films regarding sustainability within our supply chain. Previous videos can be found at firebrandpromotions.co.uk. And today we welcome Mark. Good to see you, Mark. Thanks for being here.
Morning, Paul. Thank you for the invite.
You're welcome. Mark, I think it would be useful initially for our audience for you to explain. We met recently at a show, and you explained to me that you were taking your product collection down from circa 160, 170 SKUs down to 7 or 8. Big question is, why are you doing that, and what does that mean to the planet?
Well, Pod was founded in 2004, and over the years we've been on quite a journey with sustainable materials. It was always set out to be a sustainable business. And we found ourselves being sidetracked by chasing the market, I suppose, and trying to offer those types of products that the market was looking for. That included all sorts of things: well-being, confectionery, automotive products. But ultimately, we've reached a point where we've decided to rationalise everything that we do into those products which are wholly made from sustainable materials. And the two key materials that we'll be using going forward are aluminium, the most recycled material on earth, and cork, which is naturally harvested and biodegradable. So we only now have, from that 160 product range, about 10 items. But the credentials of those 10 items are exactly where we want them to be. And they're not pretending to be anything they're not. And we fill these aluminium pots with plants and handmade, hand-poured vegan candles, and we fill them with seed products for growing. And here we have one here on the table. And the branding opportunities, it was designed in a way where the surfaces are flat so we can print full colour onto them. And that's the direction of travel.
Really nice. I mean, you kindly presented me with one of these products recently, and it takes pride of place on my desk now at home. I really love it. I'm watering it. It's getting some TLC on a regular basis. And I think that's what's important to our customers, the longevity that a gift such as this offers, whilst being very sustainable in its attributes.
Yep.
I was also really impressed by the way it was packaged, which is important. Could you talk to us a little bit more about the packaging and the way the product's presented and why?
So the pots are quite heavy in themselves, even though they're made from aluminium, which is pretty light. And moving these items through the post, a relatively heavy pot with a quite fragile plant attached to the top of it required a decent amount of cardboard engineering skills. So we worked closely with a company in Swindon, and we came up with a solution which is made wholly from FSC board. It allows us to print directly to it. And with 20,000 more pieces sent through the Royal Mail, which can sometimes be an interesting journey, we now have a solution that allows us to move plants around the country. And in fact, now with operations in Poland, we'll be doing that across the EU, and very soon an operation in Atlanta in the States. We'll be able to do the same across the States too.
That's cool. I was with a client yesterday afternoon. We were presenting your collection. They really liked it. One of the things that caught their eye as a point of difference as well is the way that it can be personalised individually.
Yes.
So I shared the PO product that you presented to myself.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? What does that mean to the end customer?
Well, it has to be many things to be signed off as an item for large corporates. Yes, sustainable is a given. But equally as important is its ability to be personalised. Once it is personalised, especially in the ways in which we're doing it, it kind of it pulls the team together. It allows you to use the item in many different ways, whether that's for employee of the month, or whether it's for birthdays or onboarding. For place settings at events, the personalisation just allows you to take it to the next level in terms of branding. In fact, quite often we try to avoid the overt company branding in preference for slightly more kind of softer, understated, subliminal colorway branding that is then personalized. Because you made a very good point that the plant that I gave you in the office has now actually found its way to your home.
Yeah.
So now you're not just viewing that as a corporate gift, you're viewing that as something that's important to you in your home life. It's something that you're happy to take home and put on your desk and look after and nurture and water on a weekly basis. So suddenly this one simple corporate gift is now actually part of your everyday. And if I'm a corporate trying to get my message in front of you, whatever that message is, then surely that has to be the best place for that product to sit.
Yeah, and really strong as well, I would think, for employee recognition, staff retention, gifting, thank yous, those sorts of important things within an organisation.
Even if it's just something in the background in a Zoom call.
Yeah.
If all the guys on the Zoom call have all got their personalised pots and plants or whatever it may be in the background.
Or on the table in a film studio.
Or even on the table in a film studio. There's a sense of unity that product might bring.
Yeah.
And even potentially the opportunity for a little bit of competition in terms of how well do you grow yours and how well do you look after yours. Because they're natural products, then there's an opportunity for, and all the messages that you can talk about with growth and marketing and business growth and all of that kind of stuff. There are plenty of opportunities for interesting and clever marketing straplines.
Mark, a moment ago you mentioned this lovely product. Just a thought. If it was to grow exponentially, it's watered well, it's cared for well, and it starts to grow and your desk becomes a jungle, what next?
Well, because of the way we've made these and designed these pots, we've created a premium pot. The fact there's a plant in there, actually, from a branding perspective, is neither here nor there. We put plants in there, we put candles in there, you can grow herbs from there, you can leave it as an empty pot. In fact, you can even buy these pots as an empty product, because once the pot has grown out, then these can still stay on your desk, and you can put pens in there, you can put rulers in there, it can be a desk tidy, you can start another plant in there. The idea is that these are designed in a way that they're not throwaway. But if you wanted to recycle it, of course, it's 100% pure aluminium. You can recycle it. And just whilst we're talking about aluminium, the reason why it is so recycled is because it's so valuable. 75% of all products ever made out of aluminium in the history of the world still exist as an aluminium product.
Wow.
And that's because of their value. In certain countries in the world, can recycling rates are above 99%. And that's just because of the value of the aluminium. And that's why we work with it.
Wow, these videos were designed to be informative for those that are watching them, and that's a really interesting set of metrics. So thank you for sharing it, Mark.
It's a little bit geeky, I'm sorry, but
yeah,
it is aluminium, and it is one of the world's greatest products.
Yeah, I'm genuinely excited that we're collaborating so closely with you now. It's a great product offer, albeit a much
very
smaller
concise,
one than it used to be. Very concise, yeah. You produce predominantly domestically as well, which is box ticked for many reasons. You know, low delivery costs, low CO2 output, all of those important things. Investing in the UK economy, etc., etc., etc. Do you plan to add more to the collection, or are you going to keep it where it is currently?
We will expand potentially with the different types of products that we put into the pots. We will expand probably with the size of the pots. We've designed it in a way that allows us to increase the size to as large as we'd like. So even the opportunity of going 1 metre by 1 metre by 1 metre with these pots for outside branding is an opportunity as well. But I think we've found our niche now. I think aluminium, cork, hand-poured candles, I think the market is strong for that type of personalised, well-being, premium gift. And and all the early signs are strong. So yeah, it's good.
Excellent. Do you have any questions for me at all?
I have many questions for you, Paul.
I'll do my best to answer them, and if I can't, I'll just say pass.
So look, as a supplier who's wholly invested in sustainable merchandise, the only way in which we guys can exist is through selling through the distributor network. And it's very important that we do stuff like this. It's very important that your clients get the message about what we're investing in to bring to the market and to bring to their teams the most sustainable products that we possibly can. And really, I think from your side to hear how well these sustainable items are being received by the corporate brands, and to sort of understand whether the vision for corporate merchandise is wholly down the sustainable route, and where the sort of the ticky-tacky pen now exists in our world, or is that something of the past?
Yeah, there's a couple of questions in there, and they're all useful ones for the audience. So thank you for asking them. Sustainability now, and what that means from a merchandise perspective, is at the top of the agenda for most of the corporations that we're either dealing with or looking to deal with.
Okay.
So if you look at it from like a KPI perspective, if we were to receive 10 inquiries in a day, I would say that probably 9, maybe 10 of them on occasion have a sustainability requirement associated with them. That's how important it is.
Yeah, that's high.
And when operating at the procurement level as well, when we're setting up a long-term contract with a key client, typically if we don't have strong sustainability credentials, which could be an EcoVadis reference, and other measurements within our business as to how we control what we do and vet what we do as an organisation, they probably wouldn't deal with us today.
Okay.
So that really is how important this is from a corporate decision-making standpoint. And it's not going to go away either. It's only going to become more prevalent in how we operate and what we do. And that's why products such as yours, I was at a meeting, and I'm going over, we covered it earlier on in the discussion. I was in a meeting yesterday afternoon where your product range was presented, and it was really popular because it could be individually personalised, so it had real impact to the recipient. But that combined with the fact it's made domestically, it's a plant that grows, or it's a candle that's natural soy wax, I believe.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah,
Good
it's
knowledge.
filled domestically, thank you. Yeah. It ticks a number of boxes.
It does, yeah.
And these were sustainability officers that we were presenting to as well, so they knew their stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot more that we can do. We're on a journey. It's progress rather than perfection currently. But to answer your question, I think this is probably the hottest area now for us and one we need to focus on, and that's products with sustainable attributes backed up by a rigorous supply chain.
Very good.
All right. Does that answer your question?
It does.
Excellent. It's been really good to catch up today. Thanks ever so much for your time.
You're welcome.
I hope it's meant something to our audience as well. And look forward to catching up again soon. Thank you, Mark.
Cheers.